Hey guys, Veebat here with another V-Plays, and we're hopping into the Pe-2 M-82, the Tier 6 Soviet bomber. This aircraft is a fairly iconic aircraft as well, because while it is a bomber, it is relatively considered like a light bomber. It's fairly small, compact, and the Soviets use this for a multitude of purposes. And it does have forward-firing armament, so it can be used as an offensive weapon as well. I mean, obviously a bomber's offensive, but I mean offensive against other aircraft, or possibly even ground targets with just the 20, I believe it's a 20mm cannon in the nose. Here's my tongue twister for the day. Yeah, it's a 20. It's a B-20 20mm cannon. It's enough to be able to tease away some hit points here and there. We're going to head straight over to the mine. We fortunately have a B-17D on our team as well, Dealer O Death. So we'll see how this goes. There's actually a decent population on right now because it is Friday evening over on the North American server. We get 4 fairly decent bombs on this aircraft, and they should be able to make fairly short work of most of these sites. So here's what we're going to do. I'm going to spread the love a little bit here because I'm pretty sure my B-17D is also going to be dropping on the main structure here. So we're going to put a bomb there and a bomb there. And then another bomb right here. And now I'm going to have a little bit of faith that he's going to be able to finish off a lot of these. So we did some decent damage, but we're also reloading in about 27 seconds. So we'll see how it goes when he makes his run in here. And then we'll see if we can aid him in finishing the site if he's unable to secure with these bomb drops. I see his carpet. A little bit wide and a little bit wild, so we'll have to come in and finish off what we originally started. I wanted to give him a chance to be able to pick up some points as well. 4, 3, 2, 1. We'll make the exact same run. Drop 2 this time on that site, and that was more than enough to be able to pick up the site. So we do have a head start on the mine, and now I think I may start by going... I'm going to split the difference between these two zones because I want to make sure I'm hedging my bets. We're either going to go towards the garrison or we're going to go towards the middle. The middle would be strategically more advantageous for us, but it is going to be a bit of a tussle at this point. So I would rather put myself in a position where I can make a good run and not die in the zone and hinder my team. And there we go. See, the enemy managed to pick it up. And I think... I may go straight for the mine. We're going to go for it. Because we do have a bomber flight inbound right now that's going to be heading towards the garrison. So let's hedge our bets. And let's try and go for the big site. Now, bomber gameplay isn't that riveting, but I do think that the Pe-2 is a prime candidate for getting a little bit of a highlight here, since it is fairly entertaining to watch fly. Oh, we're teasing that guy a bit. And as you can see, this single 20 doesn't do a ton of damage, but it adds up. And we were able to take that guy pretty far down, not entirely on our own. We have an enemy and a player and a bow fighter here. And sometimes the best defense is an offensive action. So now we've kind of put him in a position where we almost rammed him and he was trying to avoid us. That guy, on the other hand, failed to avoid us on our run-in. Now the bow fighter seems to be trying to chase us, but I have a feeling we'll be able to outpace him at this stage. Yep, there's Steve Gabo is falling back. So we're going to make the attempt on this facility. I'm going to drop 3 bombs on the center structure and then drop an initial one right over here. Hopefully this will be enough to be able to take the center structure, but we'll see. Sometimes it's hit or miss. Oop. That looks like it worked for that portion of the run-in, so we're going to just keep pulling away. I see you, BF-109F. Okay, we're making a big gamble here with this set of drops here. Can we make this happen? Drop, drop. Drop, drop. Oh, not quite. Not quite. Bombs hit, though. So we did force a lot of their team to come back and try and defend against us. I'm not sure we would have been able to win that fight against the BF-109, but I felt like it was worth a shot. BF-109F is a fairly strong platform, although a lot of people typically prefer the E since it does get a set of 220s, a 15mm cannon in the hub, and then two 13s in the wing. So you get a lot of overall firepower, but the BF-109F actually only has 3 guns. I forget what the setup is, but I'm pretty sure it's a set of 13mm machine guns synchronized with the propeller, and then a fairly robust 20mm cannon to go along with it, giving it a pretty decent damage output, but it's also centralized, so I don't know. Sometimes I prefer the 109F. Alright, we're going to make another run in here. It looks like the bomber flight's going to be coming in towards the mine as well. We're going to swing wide. Try to prevent getting too much attention here.
Attention all fighters. Enemy bombers detected. Destroy them.
Kind of sneaking right now. The center is back up and running. I do see that the enemy bow fighter is right here chasing after our buddy. Tempting. Very tempting. We were working on Steve earlier. Steve is now paying attention to us. Oh, it looks like we caused a decent amount of damage on that run in there. But my, how the tables turn, huh? We know we'll be able to outpace him. Drop that bomb there. We'll spread it out a little bit. There we go. Pretty sure we still got some points there for causing some damage to ground targets. Boom. See ya. Now, it was 1 second to squall line, but if I would have let him pass me, he probably would have just got on my 6 and taken my aircraft out, and then we'd be without a respawn. So we left him with a respawn, and I'm okay with that. Yeah, it was a ram, but you know what? Who rams a bomber, right? So just be aware that if you're in a bomber aircraft, usually you've got enough hit points to really take that massive hit from somebody. So we managed to do fairly well for ourselves, and then our BF-109E, now go figure, got 12,000 and some change, so good job to him as well. A lot of humans, as you can see here. We were pretty much 6v6, so it's nice to see the population densities rising up. Also, guys, sorry for not posting a video yesterday, but I think I got a pinched nerve in my shoulder, so I was taking it a little bit easy and sitting at a desk with my arms extended at a weird 90-degree angle, like us computer gamers do. It was starting to really bug me, but with that said, let's take a look at the in-game results. So we managed to capture or contribute to capturing 2 sectors. We also destroyed 2 aircraft, which was really a result of them just ramming us. And we did 36,000 damage to ground targets. Now, let's compare that to the B-17D here. And even though we are a tier above him, we know the D has a much bigger payload, but he still only managed to get 22,000. He did help a lot with getting that mine when we were coming in for the second time. He was able to keep that cap fairly far over him to capture dial, I guess, and then we were able to pick up that last little structure. The thing I like to remember about bombers, and I kind of encourage people to realize, is that you are probably going to get targeted and you probably are going to get taken out, but you know what? That's okay. It isn't that big of a deal. I mean, we were able to contribute a lot even though we were still taken out. Because we had all those zones, because we had the mine, because our team was able to pick up that command center in the middle, we were able to maintain the advantage and be able to get a victory out of that battle. I do like this payload setup. It is non-traditional for what we kind of envision for a bomber aircraft. Usually we're talking about something that's big and beefy and can take a lot of hits and carries a big payload. The B-17s are a prime example of that, but also The German bombers may be a little bit thinner skinned and a little bit of a lighter form of a bomber, but they still carry a fairly substantial payload in most cases. But then you get to the Soviet bombers, and they're carrying like 4 bombs at a go, with the exception of the Su-10. So it feels like they're underpowered by comparison, but they also can do much more unique things. They're much more maneuverable. They have some really good climb rates. They're usually a bit faster than the Americans. And the bombs reload very quickly, which means that you can come back and do re-attacks. And you don't really need to feel guilty about missing a shot, because you can always come back and engage. So I do like the Pe-2 M-82, and I am working towards specializing it, but for anybody who's tried to specialize a bomber, it really does take a large gravity of effort, because it is not easy to get the required capture points. 18,000 capture points, man, that is a lot of work. But I do think it'll be a lot of fun, and once we specialize it, we'll be able to unlock an outboard weapon where we could potentially reduce the reload even further, or maybe we go with an aerodynamic pylon, maybe a bomb sight, who knows. I'm still haven't really decided quite yet. And then the cockpit, I'm most likely going to be going for the gun sight. Engine restarter, I tend to lose engines on this plane, so that's always a good bet. And then of course we'll be able to get some universal ammo for the tail gunner. I had to see if I could kill you. It helped that you were half dead. Yeah, that's fair. Actually, I wanted to check real quick to see if my memory served me correctly when we were looking at the 109F. What did I say it had? I thought I said 2 13s and a 20 in the hub. Man, my memory is doing better than I expected it would. So 188 cumulative damage compared to the Emil, which you get 80 alone from that. Let's say 120 for argument. So yeah, it's over 200 damage per second with the BF-109E, but it is a very eclectic gun mix. And this is, the 20s are in the wing, and so are the, no, we're synchronized with the other guns. So these 20s are fairly wild with being mounted on the wings, and I think the 109F, while it does have a lower overall damage output, they're all centralized, so maybe you get a little bit more consistency out of it, but you know what, I don't fly it enough to really speak to it too much. So anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed the video and taking a look at the Pe-2 M-82 with me, and yeah, I'll catch you guys on the next one.